UConn, fifth natty for the men's team. And it's all since 99. So now they're saying they're a blue blood. Are they a blue blood? They've won 5. They're up there with UNC. They're up there with Duke. They're 5-0 in championships games. They've never lost in a championship game. Now, my dad was saying how he thought at the end San Diego State could have come back and might have won it. They got down to 5. When you go scoreless for 11 minutes in the first half and over 4 minutes in the second half, when you go scoreless for 15 of a 40-minute game, you got problems. You got a lot of problems. So that's not happening. They're not going to win it. I mean, they played well at points, San Diego State. I really thought that Danny Hurley put it succinctly in the first half, saying we should have been up 20. What were they, up only 12 at the half? They just weren't hitting shots. It was an ugly game to watch. It was the first time 60 points or less since 2011 when UConn beat Butler 53-41, was one of the ugliest games I ever saw. Now, UConn dominated every game against non-conference teams, 17-0, all double-digit victories. They won every game of double digits this tournament. The last time was Nova in 2018, and they beat Kansas. And 2009, UNC, I'm pretty sure they beat Michigan State in that final, or Illinois. I was trying to remember who they won, but I remember that was in Detroit. I mean, they went on a run. They played fantastic. Hurley, John Rothstein put something that, he wasn't even the best point guard in his family. Bobby was. He wasn't even the best coach in his family. Bobby Sr. was. And that's what he called him. The Carpenter ended up winning the title. And Hurley's son dribbled out the clock to win the championship. He's, I guess, a walk-on at UConn. And they're one of the favorites. They're up there with, it's Duke, UConn, and I forgot who else. MGM had the top 3 teams for next year's tournament. And they are up there for the top 3. It's just crazy, right? I mean, and that's what I heard. The team is going to be better next season, which is scary in its own right. And yeah, they play their asses off. I mean, so it's them, Kansas, and Duke, all favored. They're plus 1,200. Arkansas is at plus 2,800. We'll see how that goes. Oh, and now Jill Biden, who went to the game between Iowa. When Iowa lost to LSU, said that both teams should be honored together. No. The White House, and I guess a press secretary today tried to calm the storm. But, no. Champions come to the White House. I'm glad Iowa played well, but stop. Goddamn, great. They played great. And I'm glad you're excited about women's basketball. But it's like, I really do think, Caitlin Clark, great. Oh, my God, they played so great. Yes, they didn't win. You honor champions. That's what the White House is. I'm sorry. In baseball, everything, it's first. If you're not first, you're last. That's what it is. If you're not first, you're last. That's nobody remembers. They're going, remember Iowa in the 2023 tournament? Yes. Iowa fans will remember this for the rest of their lives. The rest of okay. They're going to remember LSU. That's what they're going to remember. So Jill Biden, nice, the president's wife. No, don't do it. And my buddy on Twitter, Mr. Pittsburgh, he just had a kid, Nick. He just sent something to me today. What did he say to me? He said, bruh. I love when people say that. Bruh, women's basketball is lit now. I said, totally. He says, love to see it. I said, me too, man. Love to see it. It's a good, listen, it's awesome. And I told him I want to get him on a show. He's all Pittsburgh sports. He's a Pirates fan, really, Steelers, but really baseball. So I said, let's get him on a show. And I talked to him about that. That's something we got to do in the future. But yeah, women's game is lit. You know how lit it is right now? 9.9 million viewers watched the national championship game where LSU beat Iowa 102-85. Most viewed NCAA women's basketball game on record. Up 103% from last year. Peaked at 12.6 million. Most viewed college event ever on ESPN Plus. More viewers than for the Sugar and Orange Bowl this past season. That's from Front Office Sports. More than any MLS game ever, which doesn't shock me. Any Stanley Cup game since 1973. The 2023 Thursday Night Football lineup. The 2021 NBA Finals. The 2020 World Series. The finale of The Last of Us. The most recent MLB, NBA, NFL All-Star games, which doesn't mean much, but that's still pretty goddamn awesome. I mean, that 12.6 million watching a basketball game. And the president, Charlie Baker, hinted to NBC that Women's March Madness will get its own media deal. Contract's up. We have our opportunity to put it out separately. We're going to work to make sure those athletes and programs get what I describe as what they should get. Now, they said it would be a little bit of a problem, but now they're getting ratings, and ratings change everything. And when they're drawing like this, then, they can get their own deal, and the women's schools can start bringing money in and be a cash cow for the schools. Like now they'll bring money into to school. I mean, it was really basketball, really football was the thing that brought money into schools. That's who paid for everybody's salary. It pays everybody's salaries and everything. But you don't think students are going to go to schools now with they're selling out? You go see Caitlin Clark play in person. Go to South Carolina game. Go see LSU. You got Angel Reese, who's really she played 3 years, but she got the COVID year, so she's got 2 years of eligibility left if she wants it. And why not stay in school? She's making more money with NIL than she's going to make at the WNBA. I mean, stay a couple more years. You got Kim Mulkey, who's a phenomenal coach there. Caitlin Clark. I mean, the two of them are going to make a fortune going forward. So I love all that. That's good. That's good going forward, right? These are all good things, man. And LSU has hired in July Jennifer Roberts for a role dedicated to IL. She is the director of player personnel and influence. And last night, staff had players' cell phones ready for the celebration, since every player is posted to nearly every platform they have. That's the world now. Every platform. Post to everything, bam, 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 get it all out there and move on from there. I thought that was pretty awesome. Yeah, that's what you hire right now. That's a woman that gets hired, and that's a woman that gets things out there, gets money to the athletes, because that's the girls you're going to get. You're going to get the girls, because, I told you about Hunter Dickinson with Michigan. He was upset. He said there's not a lot of NIL money at Michigan. Clemson just, had said NIL was a big deal. Now they set up their whole thing where, their whole part of the center where they can do NIL deals and everything. And that's what the kids are looking for. You're going to have to pay these kids to start coming. And they want money when they go to college. They want to get paid.